Hello, this is Mark Wildman of Wildman Athletica here in Vieste, Italy with Garret Tronto of MittFitt Academy and functional boxing.
That's right, sir. Yep, functional boxing.
We have just done a bunch of staff work and we are going to discuss the similarities between what he does and what I do, because there are common themes in all of human history and we should all understand them. What did you think of the drills that we just did? We just did staff drills for your first time.
Yeah, so we worked a little bit on obviously just training the nervous system to take blocks, throw attacks at certain levels, and gauge distance. After that, we started incorporating the footwork as far as going forward and backwards. So obviously a huge carryover to boxing. As far as knowing your spatial awareness, understanding where your feet are placed, and then also being able to brace for impact, right? So a lot of similarities in that aspect that I found, really had a lot of carryover for me.
So when we start anybody, even an advanced athlete like a kickboxer and a boxing instructor with staff, we always start at the beginning. People have to learn how to hold on to a staff and project force. This is a little dicey for many people in the beginning because we are in range. We are close enough to hit each other. We are using unbreakable staffs. And this is a big guy, I'm a big guy. We start gentle. We start with just pure attack and pure defense drills. One of us attacks, one of us learns to defend. We don't move our feet so that we can make sure that we're learning to line up our biomechanical architecture to effectively do it. The same way that you might in boxing. You hit things like heavy bags or pads in order to make sure that you're lining up correctly. The difference here is that we are immediately putting it into the context of moving with another person. So you start to see somebody else line up for a swing as they learn how to swing, because the most dangerous people in all of human history are white belts. And so if you only know what the best guys look like, you're missing out on part of the learning experience.
Yeah.
In the beginning, he learns to swing and my brain learns to watch him learn. That's very important. What is the footwork that you guys generally use in boxing?
So boxing predominantly is going to be a shuffle step, so you're maintaining your base. Very few times will you step out of your base or open your base. You always want to stay in that nice closed base.
That is interesting because boxers tend to be fighting on level ground against one guy of equal weight. So when we start thinking about staff fighting, some of those things start to change. We tend to be training outside on unlevel ground because that's the fun part for me. So footwork starts to change away from traditional Western style footwork and it turns back into walking. And then as you start to swing a lever hard at somebody and they block hard, your stance starts to instantly lower and drop. It starts to look like Kung Fu real fast. And I call it when I start to see him drop. So he's a big guy and he's immediately starting to swing very hard. That's part of the training. I know I'm going to be able to block. And the harder I block, the harder he swings, the more he starts to drop his stance. Training on unlevel ground means that the heel up starts to go away almost immediately. You start to put your flat foot on the ground, and then training on things like slopes, up, stairs, or whatever starts to change you back into walking away from that.
Yeah.
The other thing is, you didn't get to do it today, but when we add another person into the mix, turning around means that you have to turn equally well both directions. And when you get to the other side, you're probably in a weak leg forward stance.
Yep. That brings up a good point that the staff fighting involves a lot of stance switches, right? So unlike boxing where you're always trying to protect your strong hand and keep that lead hand, a jab hand forward, in staff you have to be very fluid and be able to switch your stances. Now you see a lot in modern MMA and even in some modern boxers like Lomachenko, they're very fluid in their stance switch, which obviously presents a new angle, right? So it makes you a better attacker. And having the staff learning how to fluidly change between your orthodox and southpaw stance, I think has a lot of benefit in boxing training because it can teach you how to disguise those stance switches.
Boxing is one of these things that's been around for all of human history. We're here in Italy, and Greece and Italy, Greece and Rome share that kind of same cultural root, and boxing, grappling, mixed martial arts, and weapons fighting are things that existed in every culture in all of human history. So everybody should study all of these things in some way. You have a MittFitt Academy. Will you tell us what the point of MittFitt Academy is?
So MittFitt Academy was created as a boxing coach, you know, teaching hundreds, thousands of people how to box, holding pads for them, and being in a gym with other personal trainers who may be doing other things like landmine training, kettlebells, basic strength training. I saw that there's a big gap in the knowledge that some trainers have on how to coach boxing. And I think that, you know, you just spoke about how ancient boxing, staff fighting, and martial arts is. I think everybody has that line inside of them that wants to come out. When they start hitting a bag, they immediately light up and they want to learn more. So how can I empower trainers to feel confident to grab a pair of mitts and a pair of boxing gloves and now give an extra, you know, basically an extra lesson to their clients, something that's fun, rewarding, and more mentally engaging than maybe just lifting straight weights. So it's a way to, you know, help a personal trainer learn more, put more in their toolbox, and also hopefully gain more revenue from their current clients, as well as attract new clients that may be interested in the art form of boxing.
Everybody should practice boxing or staff. I'm doing almost the exact same thing that he is doing. My goal is to take trainers and give them a specific 10, 15, or 20-minute section that they can integrate into clients' daily workouts.
Yeah.
Cardio can be done in a bunch of ways.
Yep.
Boxing is one of the oldest ways to do the best cardio. Staff is the other way to do it, just most people don't know how to do it. The reason it is excellent for cardio is the more effort you put in, the harder it is. If you do kettlebells, you do heavy clubs, you do landmine, then you are building your base movement patterns. But those movement patterns should be for something. The original sport in all of human history is trying to stay alive. So you should practice those things. Even if you're not a fighter or you're a pacifist or whatever, it doesn't matter. You should be good at not getting hit and moving your feet. Agility training should be for fighting before it is for anything else. Learning to move your feet and line up your body to either attack or defend is incredibly, incredibly, incredibly important. And your cardio changes every day because as the patterns of fighting change, it disrupts your breathing. So however good a shape you think you're in, boxing will let you know that you could be in better shape. Staff will let you know that you can definitely be in better shape. You can be stronger, you can move better. That is the point of these things, is that there is a base human movement pattern, base fitness, and the original sport is definitely staying alive. How long is your MittFitt course?
The course itself goes through 7 different modules. You could probably learn the course in 4 to 6 weeks, depending on your experience with boxing. If you have a little more experience, you'll be able to progress through it faster. The lessons that you're going to learn in the course, however, will carry you through dozens, if not years worth of sessions with your clients. So there's a little bit something for everybody, from, you know, basic injury prevention to how to spot common, you know, cues that you'll need to make sure people are getting correct technique when they're boxing, and then adding in some drills as well as a multifunctional combo system, which can teach you how to train your clients how to throw 30, 40 punch combinations with just a few small commands and cues, which is something that you can work on for as long as you're with a client, essentially.
It's infinite. It's functionally infinite. Staff is infinite, club is infinite, mace is infinite, kettlebell is infinite, boxing is infinite.
Yep.
I teach something similar to what he does. I am going to do his program because when I coach empty hand, I coach something that's closer to Kung Fu. I coach punches, palm heels, elbows, hammer fists, front kick, driving knee, kick to groin, and roundhouse to thigh, and then all the combinations of those things. And I coach the turning around part. That's the thing that I'm most interested in. Predators attack from behind, but we all need to be better. So I'm going to work my way through his course material, because if you're not attempting to learn more every year, you're kind of not doing life right. Now you have access to all of the knowledge of human history and all of these great trainers around the world. So you should take advantage of that and learn to be better. Just try to be better, try to be better, try to be better every day forever.
Always progress.
So thank you so much for doing this staff drill with me.
Sir.
I look forward to looking at your program. Here we are in Vieste at HumanFit 2023.
Right.
The point of coming to events like this is that it pushes the way you think. It helps you meet other people, you see perspectives from around the world, and it's all designed as an adventure for your brain. You could just go and sit on that beach and stare at the ocean and do nothing for 7 days, or you could come to some place like this and learn something every day and think about it, incorporate it, talk to other people, sit down and have food. This is what humans are supposed to do, so we should all strive to do it more.